Welcome everyone in HueFin News. Today is March the 23rd, 2018. This is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis where we are giving you all the news according to the charts. This is your opportunity to see where we are expecting a lot of these major cryptocurrencies to go in the next trading day. We are one of the best, if not the only cryptocurrency analysis out there who is able to show you all price predictions of where we expect these cryptocurrencies to go without using any indicators, no expensive software, no moving averages, no patterns, no shapes, no circles, no squares. It doesn't even matter because those indicators are obsolete when it comes to understanding the financial language of the markets. And those indicators, so many of them are lagging indicators, simply means that it only reflects something that has already happened in the past. And if you're going to be a very successful trader in the market, then you need to be in front of the next move that's going to occur. And that's what we're here doing on this particular channel, showing you all that you can predict with consistency and also in a very precise manner of where a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to go in the next trading day. And not only that, we are able to show you all long term of where we expect the cryptocurrency market to go. Short term, smaller time frames, medium time frames, it doesn't matter. That's how powerful the understanding of this language really is. Now, before I get started on our analysis, please understand that anything that is mentioned on this channel as well as on this video is not to be considered investment advice. It's simply your opportunity to see where we at HueFin News are expecting the cryptocurrency market to move on a daily basis. Okay, so now if you all saw our video yesterday, we were forecasting the cryptocurrency market to move lower, in which it did. Shortly thereafter, between I say the midpoint of the trading day towards the ending, as we're going through right now, the market is catching itself as support, but we'll break it down into a smaller time frame to see whether or not we're expecting these cryptocurrencies to move to the downside once again, or will we move back to the upside. Definitely though, you all understand that we are in a very long consolidation period, and you can definitely see that on the daily price chart, and that is something that we're still expecting to occur in the market for, especially for at least next week. We're not necessarily seeing a lot of interest in higher prices right now. There's even a higher probability of the market breaking that support area rather than the market breaking the resistance area on the daily price chart, as from what we've been noticing lately. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into it. You all can see that nothing pretty much has changed. We've just simply been sideways trading for the last week or so. Market cap is not necessarily moving higher, not necessarily moving lower, and as well Bitcoin dominance is pretty much stagnant, 44.3%. so not too much to talk about from that standpoint. Even for today's currently, the 24-hour percentage change is not too much difference there. Bitcoin is down 0.19%, Ethereum as well down 1%, Ripple down 2.98, Bitcoin Cash is down 0.20, Litecoin is up 0.31. so we just have a modest day occurring in the cryptocurrency space, albeit Cardano is down 7.35 right now. But other than that, a relatively quiet trading day is occurring in the market thus far. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into our analysis. Give me just a moment. So now we're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 0.15%. Last trade was $8,609.10. Daily price chart for Bitcoin. Consolidation is still occurring on the daily price chart. Resistance is still holding strong at $9,000. That is exactly what occurred here on the middle half of February 2018. Market tried to come back up to that $9,000 area, tried to break it right here on this particular day. Wasn't successful because we didn't have volume to push the market to break that $9,000 area. So we've been trading below that point for the last 2 days. I can tell you all that right now we are noticing a probable precursors of strength bar on today's daily price chart, which simply means that Bitcoin can try that $9,000 again throughout the weekend. Okay, so now we're looking at the 3-hour chart for Bitcoin. So we had a very strong precursors of strength bar here. Market tried to push back up to $8,700, which has been acting as resistance on the 3-hour chart for Bitcoin. We're also noticing that on this current 3-hour bar, we're not noticing interest in higher prices right now. So at best, $8,700 is going to hold as resistance for in the short term. We will need to see a precursors of strength bar in order for Bitcoin to break that $8,700 area. Right now, stockpile is definitely, or non-interest in higher prices is definitely winning as I'm doing this video. Looking at the 1-hour bar, you guys can see 85.60 was holding quite well for Bitcoin as support. Market had a very wild trading day. I mean, very wild 1-hour bar right here where a lot of volume came in. That simply means that there is no interest in higher prices right now. The market got inundated with a lot of sellers on that 1-hour bar. That's why the market has simply been consolidating in the short term. And even if this 1-hour bar closes below this previous close, then please expect the market to at best continue to consolidate or move lower. We're not seeing a lot of interest in higher prices, but the longer that Bitcoin hovers above 85.60, the likely it is that it will be moving higher. That's the only caveat that is holding us back from saying that Bitcoin will be moving lower. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is down 0.42%. Last trade was $524.09. Daily price bar for Ethereum. Ethereum is not getting any interest in higher prices at all on the daily price chart. There is a lack of market participants who are trying to even push Ethereum to the upside around $560. That is definitely a consolidation and trading sideways action going on for Ethereum. Let's take a look at the 3-hour bars for Ethereum. Market needs to hold support definitely above $520, but we can see it coming back down to 510 just like it did on this 3-hour bar. But we didn't get any confirmation of the market wanting to move higher. So we're still looking for Ethereum to continue to move to the downside. 510 will be the probable support area if 520 is not going to hold. Currently, what we're seeing on the chart is definitely nothing but weakness on Ethereum or for Ethereum. So even looking at the 1-hour chart, we're seeing precursors to weakness and non-interest in higher prices. The market is just simply trading sideways, and it is ever so slightly moving to the downside, which is telling us that there's no one in the at this particular time interested in higher prices for Ethereum. So at best, we're looking for Ethereum to continue to move to the downside. Support, like I told you all earlier, can definitely be around 510, but on the smaller time frame on the 1-hour chart, 520 needs to hold as support, and if not that, then $516. So now let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is up 0.70%. Last trade was $1,002.70. Daily price chart for Bitcoin Cash, again, it is a probable precursor of strength right now in the market for Bitcoin Cash. So we will have to wait and see on tomorrow's bar to see if the buyers really came into the market. But as of now, we still are in a precursors of weakness stage for Bitcoin Cash. Now let's take a look at the 3-hour bars for Bitcoin Cash. Resistance again is still at 1020. The market moved lower from our analysis yesterday. We told you all that that was going to occur, and we did get a very strong precursors of strength bar, but the market did not give us a better confirmation on this completed 3-hour bar right here. And currently the market is still moving lower, so the market may try that 1020 again in the short term, but we definitely need to see more volume to come into the marketplace for Bitcoin Cash in order for them to break 1020 And on top of that, we need to see another precursors of strength bar, like a push to go up bar, in order for this particular cryptocurrency to move to the upside. Okay, but right now, expecting consolidation to continue. 960 to hold as support, 1020 as resistance. If it breaks resistance at 1020, then expect Bitcoin Cash to at least come back up to 1040 in tomorrow's trading. Okay, so next is going to be Ripple. Ripple is down 2.16% last trade, 62 cents, well 62.5 cents. Daily price bar for Ripple, again, we are still in a downtrend for Ripple. Market is going to come right back and try that 60 cent as support area. And currently it looked like it's going to hold pretty good because we're not getting a lot of volume coming in for Ripple as the market is moving lower. That is what we need to see in order for the market to start moving higher. 3-hour bars for Ripple. Again, a lot of volume came in on this particular 3-hour bar. That is a precursor of weakness. We're still getting stockpile to come in the market for Ripple at this moment. But if the market closes above the previous close, then at best the market can trade sideways. But nevertheless, that does not alleviate the fact that the market is still weak. And just in the short term, it will trade sideways to maybe a little bit higher. But definitely throughout tomorrow's trading, you can expect it to move to the downside. Okay, this simply tells us right now that the market participants are trying to hold 62 cent as support. If we continue to go out through time and we get more stockpile, then the market will not hold 62 cents. You will expect the market to continue to move lower. So now we're looking at the 1-hour bars for, let's see, refresh that. Looking at the 1-hour bars for Ripple, you guys can see that we're not getting a lot of interest in higher prices. Even here on this particular bar, this is where the buyers came in and then they try to push the market higher, not successful, and we're still consolidating. So 62 cent needs to hold that support. If it doesn't, expect the market to at least come back down to 61.5 or even 61 cents in tomorrow's trading. Okay, but definitely we're not seeing a lot of interest in higher prices, so we're still expecting at best consolidation to even moving lower. So now we're going to look at Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 1.24%. Last trade was $162.89. Daily price bar for Litecoin. Another probable precursor of strength on light volume. That's pretty good. So the market can definitely move to the upside for these cryptocurrencies in tomorrow's trading. $170 is resistance for Litecoin though. So the market can definitely come up there and try that in tomorrow's trading. We're going to look at the 3-hour bars for Litecoin first. And the market definitely is giving us precursors of strength, even for the fact that we are noticing stockpile coming in the market. That 166 though is definitely acting as a very strong resistance area for Litecoin, even possibly around 167.50. The stockpile is coming in currently on these bars, but the market participants have been buying it up. I don't think it's going to go too much farther though. Might try to come up to 167.50 or even 168, but given the amount of stockpile that's coming in right now, the market has found its top in the short term, $164. So it's probable that Litecoin will start to move to the downside. As you guys can definitely see that this is where all that stockpile came in the market, and ever since then on the 1-hour bars, that stockpile continues to come in. So we've got to wait until we see where support is going to be for Litecoin. $162 seems probable, but given the fact all the stockpile came in the market, even on this particular 1-hour bar, support can definitely be lower than $162. But nevertheless, we're still looking for Litecoin to continue to move to the downside. 164 on the 1-hour chart was resistance. You guys can see that here in the background. So as long as the market stays above 162, then it runs another chance into breaking that 164 to move higher. But if it breaks that $162 area, then expect the market to continue to move to the downside. So the only thing that we're waiting to see in Litecoin is consolidation along with precursors of strength. If we see those two things, then definitely Litecoin will be going to the upside, breaking $164 to going all the way up to 166. Okay, so right now that is the transition that we're going through for Litecoin. If it breaks $162, remember we told you all that it's going to go lower than that. So now we're going to look at Dash. So Dash is up 3.12%. Last trade was $417.32. Now we're looking at the daily price chart for Dash. Probable precursors of strength is being reflected today. Market volume is not as high as what it's been the last 3 trading days, which is a wonderful thing to see, especially as this particular cryptocurrency has been trading along support. So now we're looking at the 3-hour bars for Dash, and you guys can see how the market got hit with stockpile right here on this 3-hour bar. We did get a very strong precursors of strength bar. Stockpile came in, was able to push the market back down, but now we're back towards the high. So we're getting a lot more precursors of strength in Dash than we are with some of the other cryptocurrencies. It has to, but it's probable that it will try to come back up to $430 in tomorrow's trading. That's if it can break that support area 420, which we're trying to do now. A lot of volume is coming in on this particular bar. If this 3-hour bar closes above the previous one, then we're still expecting Dash to move higher. And if higher, the first price area that we're looking for Dash to go to is $430. Even on this 1-hour chart, market definitely try to move in weakness, but buyers are coming in for Dash at the moment. If it breaks 420, then guaranteed we're looking for the market to move higher, possibly up to 428. Let me zoom out a little bit, give you guys a better number. Possibly around $425 to $430. So now let's take a look at NEO. So NEO is down 2.78%. Last trade was $66.20. So now we're looking at the daily price chart for NEO. I want you guys to see that we are having another probable precursors of strength bar on the daily price chart. Volume is light compared to what it's been yesterday, as well as on the 18th, 19th, and the 20th of March. So obviously the interest in these lower prices is waning somewhat. So we're still holding support quite well on the daily price chart for NEO. Okay. But on the 3-hour bars, we're getting precursors of weakness currently. So the market is we're still analyzing for NEO to move to the downside. It needs to hold support though at $64. If not, it's going to move right back down to $60 initially. It might need to come to 62 first, then come to $60. But if that's not going to hold, then it's going to come all the way back down to $55 in tomorrow's trading. Okay. We're not getting interest in higher prices for NEO on the 3-hour bar, which is why we're telling you all that we're forecasting them to move lower. But there is a slight inclination that the market can hold support. Where was that price that I just told you? Around $64. The market holds support at $64. Then expect consolidation to occur in tomorrow's trading. $64 is support. Expect the market to at least come all the way back up to and around $69 to $72 in tomorrow's trading. But if it breaks $64, then expect the market to move lower. 1-hour bars for NEO is giving us non-interest in higher prices right now. So at best, consolidation to moving lower in the short term. So next on the list is going to be Monero. Monero is up 2.07%. Last trade was $209.62. Looking at the daily price chart for Monero, you guys can see that we're not getting a lot of interest in higher prices. The only thing that is holding this market up for Monero is that $200 support area. Market definitely try to break it earlier on this current 3-hour bar, you guys can see that the buyer still came in and was able to, at least in the short term, keep the price above $200. Okay, but as Monero moved back up to $215, look what happened. Stockpile came back in the market. So we're still not seeing interest in higher prices in Monero at this time. So we're still expecting them to move lower. $205 to $200 are the two price areas that Monero needs to hold as support. Okay, if we do not get that, then the Monero is going to have a huge down move in tomorrow's trading. Okay, so those are only two things that is allowing this particular cryptocurrency to continue to trade sideways. And if that continues, then the market may actually move back up to 215 in tomorrow's trading, or even to 220. But right now we're not getting no interest in higher prices. So now the last one on the list is going to be IOTA. We haven't done IOTA in a while, so we want to show you what we've been noticing on this particular chart. IOTA is up 11.11%. Last trade was $1.29. Daily price chart for IOTA, please take a look. You guys can see how the market was able to come right back up to prior area of support, $1.50. Ever since then, we have been noticing the market slightly moving to the downside, but we have been in correlation with the volume. The volume as well has been drying up. So that's another good thing to see for this particular cryptocurrency IOTA. But we're not necessarily out the woods yet. The market needs to find support here on this particular low, which is around $1.18, $1.20, but definitely can come all the way back down to $1 as well. So now we're going to look at the 3-hour chart for IOTA. So we're not seeing a lot of interest in higher prices for this particular cryptocurrency as well. So we're still expecting them to move to the downside. $1.25 on the 3-hour chart needs to hold that support. We're still expecting them to move lower to at least to come to that $1.25 area. It might even come back down to these lows of $1.26, $1.27 price area for IOTA. But definitely we're not seeing a lot of interest in higher prices on these charts. So we're still expecting IOTA to move to the downside. Definitely. So that's all I have for today, March 23rd, 2018. Quick recap. The market is not done yet. So the bars that we noticed that is currently forming can definitely change. Given that fact, on the daily price chart, you all notice the probable precursors of strength being reflected on the chart. So the market needs to close above the close today on tomorrow's trading. If that occurs, then the buyers have came back into the market, and we're still in a crucial area on the daily price chart for all of these cryptocurrencies, and we're still getting precursors to weakness as the market is trading around that support area on the 3-hour chart. So it's kind of wishy-washy, still that battle going on for the market participants. But one of the good things that I did like to see was the volume is dwindling on the daily price chart. Is what you like to see as the market is moving to the downside. But we're not seeing no interest in higher prices on the 3-hour chart. So we're still expecting the markets to move lower in the short term, and then throughout trading on tomorrow, expect the market to catch support, maybe around that major support area on the daily price chart, and then move higher from there. So that's pretty much our analysis, unless something major occurs throughout the weekend for the cryptocurrency space. And that is a slight possibility. I would say maybe around 25 to 30% of that occurring, given what we're noticing on these charts. Okay. But that's all I have for today. Appreciate everyone who continues to watch and subscribe to this channel. You guys have been beneficial. Hopefully we have been giving you guys the same in turn. You guys got any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section of the video, and we will try to respond to them as soon as possible. We do have some other things that we're trying to do, so later on in the future you guys will hear more about it, and hopefully you guys will participate and join in with our community that we are building. That's all I have for today. Everyone stay profitable, and I will talk to you all later.